Hey guys, this is Alyssa. I'm just here to talk with you today with somebody who I've worked with before, who's happy to provide a testimonial as to the work we've done. So this is Lauren. Say hello to everybody. Hi guys. So as a lot of you may know, I work with a lot of people who've experienced some dark times. Lauren and I came across one another in a completely different instance. But I wanted to share with you guys and talk with you more about what Lauren has experienced too. So again, Lauren, as you know, I work with a lot of people who have lived through some really dark times. So what drew you to me to share what you've lived through, and how did you find out about me?
So I guess in a matter of candidacy, I found out about you just through friends, but you were the one that shared with me what it is that you do. Your personality really is what helped me open up about some very challenging things that I otherwise was unable to discuss with people, outside of like a mental health field where you're kind of expected to talk about the things that, so why are you here?
Mm-hmm.
How does that make you feel?
Mm-hmm.
You are a lot more of a relaxed sort of setting, like talking to a friend, because really in this case I was talking to a friend because we had developed a friendship first.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
It is very true. So like you talked about that kind of like going into a professional setting to share what you went through, and it can be kind of like, I'm going to see a professional, and where you kind of don't get that full experience with a professional because they're not really like themselves, so what was getting in your way of like seeking someone out that you could trust to share what you were feeling?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I didn't know that there was really any other options except for healthcare professionals like psychologists, psychiatrists, so on and so forth. I mean, there's social workers. I didn't realize that, success coaching or life coaching was really an option for someone like me. That I always kind of just assumed that a success coach catered to a very different crowd that really had nothing to do with me. I didn't think that, someone like you could help me because, like, I don't know, I just didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So there's that. I don't know if that's helpful.
So that's helpful. So I know for you, especially what you've shared with me before, you discovered a lot of new things about yourself. So on those terms, what did you actually discover after working with me more about who you are?
I really discovered what matters to me, what's important to me. And a lot of people, especially in my situation, may not quite know how valuable that information is. We all kind of just walk this earth assuming we know ourselves best, which is really an idiotic idea. So I didn't know. I mean, of course, I always had the idea that I want to do these things. It's my bucket list. I want to travel. I want to go out of the country. I want to publish a book, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And some of those things I had worked towards. And as you know, things got in the way of that. I guess you helped me find or understand strength that I didn't know that I had. You helped me realize that I don't know so much if there was hope within me or if you helped guide me to hope. But I didn't realize, I guess I didn't realize the importance of certain things. I think there are things that drive us as people. For me, traveling. I don't particularly want to stay constrained to a 9-to-5 job or some sort of schedule or whatever. Of course.
No, it's pretty rare.
Just lay in bed and drink beer.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fun too.
That's not true.
That's not true.
At one point, I'm sure that was a thing. But, I it isn't that I don't want to work. I just didn't want to do the work that I was doing. Being told where to go, what to do, whatever, some sort of rigid schedule really just wasn't working for me. It does for some people. But as far as I'm concerned, I want freedom.
Yeah.
This doesn't mean, like I said, that I don't want to have purpose to my life. I want income, but I wanted to be paid for things that, I'm good at. And one thing that you really helped with is finding avenues in which, I can make these things possible. So not only did you help guide me to what really mattered to me, but you helped guide me to these things. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, as you said, you identified what you really wanted to, and I just kind of helped create a path for you to be able to get to that. And it was much quicker than what you had originally thought. And especially, like you mentioned, was that these were things that you've wanted to do for a really long time, but it took a bit to like get there. And then once you did discover what you wanted to do and had the ability to handle it, we worked together to get you to those places. Like you said, publishing a novella or publishing a book or traveling. You had the ability to do those things. We just worked together to get to there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what are 3 ways that you benefit from working with me?
She can't speak.
Words are hard. Words are very hard. That's who I am.
So I'm sorry, what was the question?
What are 3 ways that you've benefited from working with me?
Oh, well, just like, the last question, finding things that really matter to me, finding avenues to get to these things. Again, just like in the beginning, how I didn't know you were really an option, or someone like you was an option. I didn't know all the options that are out there, because we get, I don't know, corralled into a certain line of thinking. You have to, go to school, get good grades, graduate, go to college, blah, 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 especially in America. You don't realize how many options are actually available to you. And also when going to college, you don't realize, unless someone tells you, hey, you can go talk to your counselor, they can help you find the right job that's for you. A lot of times it's just, well, you need to pick a major now, pick a major now, you have to choose one now.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, well, I'm stuck here. This is what I have to do. When you graduate, you have all of this pressure of, I have to get a job in my field. I have to do this. I have to do that. It's always, you have to. When in reality, you don't have to at all. And you really presented the options that had never really been presented before. And even if you didn't know how, you did the research and connected with people who could find the answers and all that.
Basically, I help you network to where you wanted to be.
Yes.
With people that, if I didn't know the answers, we could find somebody that could get the answers. Resources.
Yes. But I would have to say the number one thing that I benefited from, my interactions with you, professional relationship with you, is hope. You gave me hope. And when it comes to people who deal with mental illness, when it comes to people who have, had suicidal ideation or have attempted suicide, when you get to that darkness, as you're well aware, hope is really the only thing that keeps humans alive. The hope for a better day, the hope for, finding a love or going to another country or, getting that brioche recipe just right. Even if it is little things, hope is what drives us. When you lose that hope, that's when you find that you were completely surrounded by darkness. And I didn't know until talking with you and you helping me so subtly. It's not like one day you just held up a picture and was like, this is what hope looks like. Look, it's right there. That's not what happened.
Right.
You showed me through the things that are important to me and what all life has to offer. You showed me what hope means to me, because what hope may look like to me may not look the same to anyone else. But now the hope that I have helps me get out of bed each day, even of course I still have days where I don't want to move, but that hope, because it is there, it helps me get the strength to push myself up and let my feet hit the floor and put one foot in front of the other. So
thank you for sharing that. That's a lot. It means a lot, the fact that knowing that just me being who I am actually really helped you, especially in a really dark time. Thank you. So with that being said, would you recommend others to work with me? And if so, why?
Lord of mercy, yes. Obviously I wouldn't be doing this testimonial. Hello, guys. I guess as opposed to answering you, I do want to say, yes, I recommend working with Alyssa. I know that there are a lot of questions, what she may do, what topics does she cover, things like that. Just, you need to have a little faith, especially if you're at wit's end. I know that there are a lot of you think, oh, I need to go talk to a psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever. Sometimes you need someone with a different perspective other than mental health. All of these people are professionals and they are there to help you. I don't want to discount what anybody out there does at all. And they're not mutually exclusive. Just because you do work with Alyssa and she does help you, it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't need to continue your relationship with your psychiatrist or your therapist. But sometimes you just need a supplement. It's the same thing as when you work out, you take vitamins. Alyssa's a vitamin. That's what she is. She's like vitamins and minerals. But you're the one who works out. You're the one who has to implement the things that she does, her recommendations and things of that nature. While I do recommend what she does, it is going to take a lot of strength on your part, because she's not just the answer. There's no situation in which you're just going to look at her and say, hey, I have this huge life problem. It's been plaguing me my entire life. Fix it. In a 30-minute, sort of situation. It may take time and there may be setbacks, and that's okay. I love talking, and there was a second part to that. What was it?
No, you have your answer in it. I had asked you if so, why, and you were just explaining, if you would recommend.
Yeah, good. I was there.
You were good. You're good.
I'm good. I covered it.
Well, and I appreciate you sharing that, because I know that takes a lot of strength, and you, like I said, you've moved through a lot of things in a short period of time to be able to get to where you want to be and where you're at now. And I know from what you've shared that I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it sounds like this is the most successful that you've felt in a really long time.
It is. It is not only the most successful, and while it's not necessarily the most financially successful, it is the happiest I have been. And the financial success will come because I'm finally doing things that not only am I good at them, but I enjoy them. So it's like I want to do them. So I'm approaching life with a lot more alacrity than I was before. So yes, I may have been making more money, working like hell, day in and day out. But Lord, I was so miserable. And I say that because I have to laugh to keep from crying.
Right.
But yes, absolutely. I am a lot more successful. And that's another thing you have to figure out what success means to you. Is it having, $1 billion in the bank? Or is it a family, a companion, be it human or dog, or bird or burb, whatever. You just have to, again, you just need to identify what's important to you. Go from there.
So, Lauren, I know that you've just shared a lot right now. Is there anything else that you would like to add and share with people to, if there's more information that they should go to?
Yeah. So, there's actually going to be a video, if you're interested, in which I do share my entire story. Um, the situation with a lot of Alyssa's clients and, people that you talk to and things like that, your story may not look exactly the same. However, there will probably be a lot of things that you resonate with, because nobody's walk is exactly the same. But it does help to know that you're not alone. So if you would like, Alyssa will include the link in the description of this video to my story and my video in which I share with you guys what all I went through, why I wound up where I was, the avenues that I had taken to get to where I am now and where I am now in my continued progress. Again, if this sounds like something that you're interested in, the link is in the description of that.
Well, she just took everything that I needed to say at the end of that, so that works out well. So thank you, Lauren. I really appreciate you being willing to share what I've worked with you through and what you somewhat have experienced, in shorter terms of things, but to know that just who I am has been a help and to help you become successful with where you're at. Again, words are hard, so there's that. But
she is a professional.
I am very much professional. So, but thank you, and I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today. Take care, guys.